Okay, well, first of all, we are really excited that you are with us tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Just, I know everybody has been seeing your test results and things like that, but just how did you get here?
Oh man, I think my uncle had a dream.
I've read about this. So yeah, share a little bit, like how did it all like happen?
So prior to this, I did modeling and acting for a while, and actually since I was 18, no 21, and then my uncle had a dream. I think we went on a trip to visit my great uncle, and they were hounding me. I woke up because my aunt was making pancakes. That's my favorite. So I smelled the pancakes. I'm walking downstairs, and they were looking through my modeling portfolio, and my uncle, he said, we've been talking all morning, and think you need to switch careers. I'm thinking, what? Yeah, right. What do you mean? He said, well, what do you think about career? I said, well, I've been modeling. So, obviously they knew that because my uncle, he was Eddie Murphy's stand-in in Coming to America. I'm sorry, not Coming to America, Trading Places.
Okay.
So I got my acting, modeling from him because he did a lot of print work. So he said, we think you need to get into personal training. And then I was like, no. It's just no, I had no interest in it. And so he just said, no, we just feel that you have a gift. You have a gift to motivate people. You've always had it since you were a kid, and you've always been a leader. And he just said, we think you need to, entertain that idea. And I was like, I don't know, man. And the reason why I didn't want to do it is because I didn't want to have to. I knew modeling and acting was my passion, and I was doing a lot of it. And so I didn't want to have to cancel clients to go away for castings. And then, for example, I was like runner up for a role on Chicago Fire like 3 years ago, like 3 years ago. And so it was just situations like that kind of had me. I didn't want to do it. So anyway, what happened was we came back to Ohio, and then about 3 or 4 days later, he had the dream, and he lived like a half a block from me. So I talked to him almost every day, at least 5 days a week. And so he said, are you at home? I said, yeah, I'm actually going to go to the YMCA and work out. He said, stop by the apartment real quick. I need to talk to you. So I stopped by his apartment, and he said, I sit down for a second because he was pacing. And I'm like, why are you pacing? And he said, well, I got to tell you something. But so I had this dream last night. And I said, okay. And he was like, and you were a trainer. And I'm like, here we go again. And he was like, no, listen to me. He said, you had this program and it went global. He said, people were wearing your clothes. He said, next thing you know, people were being, released from depression, anxiety, self-doubt. All of a sudden, they just started raising up on the inside and started being very empowering. People were literally coming out of their shell and just really empowering their lives. And I was like, okay. He said, but just shelf it for right now. Don't give it too much thought because I know you're not interested, but just shelf it. So what really did it, just like the bio said, was about 5 months, I believe, 5 or 6 months later, I co-starred in a short film called 12. And he couldn't make it. He would always attend my big events. He was like my father. He was my mother's brother, but he was like my dad because I didn't have a dad growing up. And so he called me. He said, "I want to congratulate you on this, on this role." And they were playing in the movie theater in Columbus. And he said, I want to be there, but I have to work. I worked 32 straight days. He was like, let's catch up next Saturday, take you out to dinner, we'll celebrate. And I want to give you some papers in case anything ever happened to me. And he died the next day. He had a heart attack in the shower at 8:00 in the morning, and they didn't find my uncle till 6:45 at night. So he was in the shower for almost from 8 a.m. to 6:30. So,
Wow.
yeah, man, it was tough. It was a really tough situation for me.
Yeah, for sure. So he has this like dream about you, and obviously like when something like that happens, like you have to start stepping into that, like when someone so important you believed in you like that.
Yeah. Well, there was other coincidences that happened, like, along, within those 5 or 6 months, before he passed away, but I disregarded it. For example, I did a commercial with Carrie Underwood in Nashville. And so after the commercial, I walked across the street at Whole Foods, and I just walked in to get some juice. And this lady was like, "Sir, can you come here for a second?" And I'm like, "Me?" And she was like, "Yeah." You're a personal trainer, right? I'm like, "No, I'm not a trainer," but and she asked for help for vitamins, and I just kind of recommended what I thought was good. And then I had to go to California, I think like a month later for a photo shoot. I'm sitting on a plane next to this precious old lady, and she was like, "You have to be a personal trainer." I'm like, "No, I'm not a trainer."
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so then somehow you get into personal training and Carl Deichler. So how does this happen? How do you get connected to Carl Deichler?
So actually, it kind of gets a little deeper than that, and I'll give you guys the whole story, because if I give you the whole story, then you'll really. How many of you guys are in a test group? Anybody here in a test group? That's not good. No. so, but you're seeing like you're not so much the results. You're reading about how people feel, correct? And
Absolutely. Like, it's all over
right,
people's journeys.
All right, so we got to go deep on this, because I got to like take you in this story so that you can understand why the Shift Shop is so powerful. All right. So about 2 years ago, I got in trouble. There was a situation that happened where there was a person who he had some marijuana shipped from California. And so in this place, you walk into this building, you look to the left, my son's mom and my son lived there. And then to the right was a vacant place. Well, this person who was occupying or going to be occupying the vacant place, he, obviously found out who lived there previously. She had moved out of state, and he had some drugs sent to this address. And when he had it sent there, I'm over at, visiting my son's mom. At this point, they're transitioning to move back into my place. We split up for a while. And so he was going to be occupying another place. And so when he had it sent there, the package came in my son's mom's name. Oh. So I'm sitting there the day before, we kind of gathering things in an apartment. I saw the police go by. I ain't think nothing of it. I mean, I just saw they were patrolling the neighborhood. I'm extremely popular in my town. I train all the pro guys that's from here, and I train all the prominent people that you would say. And so I'm sitting there, and this package arrives. So I'm thinking she ordered something, because she had started saying something about getting a sweeper. And so I'm thinking a sweeper's not going to fit in that box. I never physically touched the box. I saw it on the porch. I looked, and it was in her name. And she said, "I didn't order anything." I said, "You didn't?" And she was like, "No." I was like, she said, "Well, did you order me? Did you get me something?" I'm like, "No, I didn't get you anything." So a couple minutes later, police came around. They were staked out outside the apartment.
Oh my God.
And in cars, like hiding, laying low, surveillance in the house. They had my house surveillance and everything. Because what happened is the day before, when they rolled by, they saw my car in the driveway. So immediately they think it's mine. My car's the only car there besides her car. There's no other car there, and there's no one that lives in that apartment. So what happened was they came around the corner, and I'm like, "What's up?" I'm looking like, "Is it cool?
Right?
What's going on? You need help or something?" But anyway, they were like, we have to talk to you. I said, "Okay." And they said, "Do you know what's in this box?" I'm like, "No." And he said, So he took me to the side. After they flashed their badges and freaked me completely out, they pulled her to the side, and they said, "It's Chris, a drug dealer." And she was like, "What? No, there's no way." And so she said, "Well, do you know there's drugs in this box?" And she said, "There is." And so they talked to her, and he put us together, and he said, "Well, listen, there's drugs in this box. Somebody's going to jail, and it's in your name, so we're taking you to jail." Now, I'm going to tell you right now, there is no way in this world I'm going to let my son's mom get in trouble over something she didn't even know. Right. I didn't even know. So I said it was mine. He said, "So you're admitting it is yours?" I said, "It's mine. Absolutely, it's mine." So he pulled me to the side and said, "You do understand you're a public figure around here?" I said, "Sir, it's my box." And so I got arrested, and it was the first time I ever been in trouble. And so from there, it took me down to the police station, and they put me in the interrogation room. And it was crazy because the guy was like, "So where did the drugs come from?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he was like, what do you mean you don't know? You said it was your boss. I said, sir, I don't know. He said, okay, I'm going to ask you again, Chris. I know you don't want to snitch on somebody. I know you don't want to tell, but who sent the package? I said, I don't know. I have no idea who sent that package. But you said it was yours. It is mine. So how do you not know who sent it? I said, I don't know who sent the package because I didn't know who sent the package.
Yeah.
He walked away, came back, and he said, you know something? Something's not right with the story because something's not right. So he said, you know, let me try to get you out of here on your own signature. And he went out and talked to his boss, and his boss said, oh, no, he's a public figure. You got to book him. So he came in, he said, I'm sorry, buddy, but I got to book you. And I'm saying, okay. I said, so what does that mean? You know, I said, so what does that mean? He was like, well, the media is going to find out. And when he said that, I was like, oh my gosh. I said, okay. I said, all right, well, went through the whole process. I bought myself out. And the person who was responsible for it said, dude, I'm just going to go forward. It was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. I'm like, how do you not mean to do that? Right. I'm confused. You just ruined my life. You know what I mean? And so, he's like, you know, let me go forth and tell them that it's mine. I said, first of all, they're never going to believe that because they're going to think you're covering for me. So they ain't never going to believe that. That's not going to happen. I got to eat this. I got to eat it. So what happened is it got in the paper the next day, and it was crazy around here. I'm talking about, I was like, several people that was like just in shock. And then there was a lot of people who just, that's why he has those 2 gyms. I knew it was a cover up. Like my credibility was shot. They persecuted, they judged me. And I had a buddy who's still my good friend to this day. He used to do all my YouTube videos. I would just post videos on YouTube just for fun, just because I love to post videos. And so he called me, he said, dude, I got to tell you something, man. You're going to be upset. I said, what's that? He was like, I can't shoot your videos anymore. I said, why? He said, because I can't be affiliated with you with your charge. I said, oh, wow. I said, okay. I said, all right, I understand, man. And so from there, that was like the first blow I got. So I'm thinking, okay. So what I did is I went out, I bought I got the next day, and bought a whole production, cameras, software, computers, everything. And I didn't know how to use any of it. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm still going to post these videos. I gotta learn how to do it. So I called this guy and I asked him, I said, man, can you contact any of your colleagues who are directors and ask them if they were willing to help me come to my house and teach me how to use this software? One guy said, I would love to help him. I don't care about what's going on with him right now. I want to help him. I heard he was a great guy. So he came to my house, and for, 3 months, 2 days a week, he taught me how to use the software. Now here's where it got crazy. So about a month after I got in trouble, my daughter was getting bullied in school. People were taunting her. That's why your dad, all that was a front, and this, that, different things they were saying to her. And she's a daddy's girl. She's a legitimate daddy's girl. And so they have these apps where you can pick a phone number, and you can call a person and text a person. They can't call you back, but they can text you back. And they were sending her threats and more threats and threats on my home and just different things. I'm going to send more drugs to your house so your dad can go away for a long time. So you tell a 17-year-old kid her dad's going to go to prison, who's never been in trouble and is a daddy's girl, she starts getting unglued. She's stressing out. She's hurt. She's crushed. She came up to me, Daddy, why don't you just tell the truth? Just tell him it wasn't yours. I said, sweetheart, it ain't that easy. I got to eat this. She said, how are you going to get through this? How are we going to get through this? I said, the only way we're going to get through is we got to rise above it. She said, how are you going to rise above it? I said, I don't know that yet, but I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. All of a sudden, things are crumbling. My gyms are just crumbling. Everything around me is crumbling. So I have a rule at my house with my daughter. She had a car. She could come and go as she pleased. She was a 3.9 grade student. She was a good kid. But the rules are, if you go away for the weekend on Friday, your laundry has to be done. If you don't go away on the weekend, Sunday, it has to be done before 6 o'clock. So Friday, she decided she didn't want to do her laundry. She left, went to her grandma's for the weekend. And I'm like, I called her. I said, hey, you can do your laundry. I'll do it Sunday. I said, no. Come back home, do your laundry, and then you can go back. Dad, I'm not coming home. I said, whoa. So first time she spoke back to me her whole life. I raised her since she was 2 months old by myself. So I had custody ever since she was 2 months old. So make a long story short, I said, well, you're grounded from your car, and I'm going to come get your car. It's that simple. So she went to Rite Aid, bought a bottle of extra strength Tylenol, went back to her grandma's house, started some bath water, turned the music up, took 30 extra strength Tylenol. Her grandpa just happened to come home. Came home, wanted to use the restroom, saw that his wife said that she was in the bathroom. He came down, sat down. He said, how long was she in the bathroom? She's been there for like 20 minutes. Raven don't take baths, though. That's a good point. Went back up there, knocked on the door. Hey, Ray, I've used the bathroom. Honey, can I get in there? Still nothing. So he said he just didn't feel right. So he cracked the door. My daughter's laying over the bathtub, unresponsive. Oh. They rushed her to the hospital. The hospital couldn't help her. Rushed her to Children's Hospital. She was in ICU for 4 days fighting for her life. And so they was able to resuscitate her and everything, but they was afraid of her having kidney and liver damage. And so now my world just went upside down even more. I'm out on bond. I don't know if I'm going to prison or not. Never been in trouble. And now my kid is like fighting in the hospital all at the same time, right? Yeah. So now I'm broken. Child services tore my mouth apart at the hospital, blaming me for it. You're a horrible dad. This, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So from there, again, business is falling apart. I'm at rock bottom. All right. So I've always been more of a leader, more of a motivator, more of the person that brings everyone else up. Right. I'm in a position right now, the only person that ever gave me any form of motivation is dead. All I have is myself. I'm on an island by myself. My world is crumbling around me. So what I did is, this is like my man cave. I went online and I ordered every poster of every movie that's ever had a positive impact on my life. From Rocky to Kung Fu Panda, Gandhi, and each one of these posters represented what I was dealing with and the answer to it. For example, all the persecution, Gandhi. You guys watch, Gandhi went through heck, man, but he still walked in love. And despite what I was going through, I had to walk in love because I was a public figure and I couldn't let people justify their actions towards me. And so the pursuit of happiness, that particular a poster represented so much to me. But anyway, to go back into the story, at this point, I'm in rock bottom. I'm depressed. I have anxiety. Never had these things before in my life, besides when my uncle passed away, as far as the depression. And I was broken. I'm talking about, like, to get up every day and go to my gym took so much. There was times I would come home and just lay on my floor and just cry, like my life. So anyway, now I'm dealing with the guilt. I feel like I let my uncle down. So finally, I started filming videos. I filmed one video. And the very first video that I filmed and edited myself was the video that Carl saw on YouTube. And it was a video of me training my son. And basically he was out on his property, running, just kind of, dancing around, not dancing around, but kind of working out. And he thought of a program that he could do outside. So what he did, he went in YouTube and looked up workouts on turf, and my video popped up. It's the exact same video, the very first video I ever filmed myself. So anyway, they looked me up, and they found out I had a drug charge. So this was in December. So here's the part that was the turning factor for me. When I posted the video, I was in a place where I felt like I needed a miracle, right? And so what I did is, there was so much chatter going around and my physical circumstances was so bad that it was hard for me to deal with it on a daily basis. So I wrote a letter to myself. And in the letter, it was in December. The letter, I called it My 2016. It was the end of 2015. And in the letter, I took every area of my life and what I wanted it to be. And I figured, my buddies was like, dude, that's the craziest thing I ever heard. I said, what's even crazier if I just stay here and do nothing? I don't have a choice. He said, so I don't understand why you wrote a letter to yourself. I said, you know what? Call me crazy, but I already know what happens if I don't actually do this exercise. So I wrote this letter to myself, and in every area, I spoke exactly what I wanted. Now, when I read the letter to myself, I had to connect with it emotionally to make it real. I would read it and cry. I would read it and smile. I would read it and laugh. I would read it to really make this thing have an emotion. Once it had an emotion, it became real to me. It had a heartbeat. That was how I thought. So in the letter, I put on there that through YouTube, social media, any social media outlet, I will partner with a company and do something great. At this time, I had no idea Carl already discovered me. So what they did is couple of members of the company, they liked my gym pages. And when they liked my gym pages, they just watched me for 5 months to see the content I posted. So after 5 months, they saw the training, the positivity. That's when they called. Now, and between that December and May, it was rough. I was still dealing with what was present, but I had to somehow, some way stir up the emotion to convince myself that what was on this paper was my real life. The more that I did it in the morning when I woke up. I did it every time I was down, because it gave me just enough faith and enough encouragement just to keep fighting. And I did it every night before I went to bed so that I could go to sleep with it on my brain. And so the more I did it, all of a sudden things started attracting to me that reflected the paper. And all of a sudden, the paper became more real to me than my current situation that I was really dealing with. And I literally watched it do this.
That's crazy.
And then Beachbody called. So when Beachbody called, they asked me, before we turn you into a star, we want to ask you a question. Is there anything we should know about your past? Oh my gosh, I sung like a bird. I told them everything because I felt like, why lie? You're going to find out anyway. So, and if you decide, you know what, we didn't know that, thanks for your time. At least I knew as a man that I was going to be moving forward, telling the truth. Because that moment that I was so broken, I had to really work on my character. I had to work on long suffering. I had to work on my faith. I had to work on becoming a better father, a better person, because this was such a tragic situation for me. So from there, I signed a deal in August. Shift Shop wasn't originally called Shift Shop. It was called OCD because it was supposed to be an outdoor training program. And OCD stood for Outdoors with Chris Downing. Okay. And we couldn't find a syncing device to cut out the disturbances of sirens or things that's just unpredictable of being outside. And so Carl scratched the idea of going outside. He said, let's make it a 21-day program and take it back indoors, but we had no name. So I ended up going, they flew me to LA for 4.5 months. We created the program in like 3 or 4 days, and we just start running test after test. And that's what brought me to Carl.
I have chills. This is like, I'm a person of faith. So like, I just feel like God was just working in insane ways in your life.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So where does Shift Shop come from? That is not an easy name to say.
No. So here's the part that was so powerful and why like all this really came together. And I'm sorry, I had to give you guys the truth, like the whole story, just so you can connect with me. So by the end of this call, you guys will be able to really, everybody will be happy by the end of the call. So we're working on this program. We have no name, right? I'm driving, but in my mindset, all I'm thinking about on a daily basis is not the name. I'm thinking about, I got one opportunity to change my life forever. I got one chance. On the way to Beachbody every day, I listen to Eminem, Lose Yourself. Like that was my anthem.
Wait, you just said that the way you said, this is my one chance. Like that's the beginning of that song.
Yeah. Like that's how I felt. And I felt like, I've always, thank God, I've always been a person that's been able to respond from pressure. I don't know how, but I've been fortunate enough. I think it was probably my childhood. I grew up adopted without my mom and my pops. So what was unique to me is I knew that like this was bigger than me from the start. For me to get another chance. And then the crazy part is before I left for LA, I went to the judge and showed her my contract, and she let me on probation 2 years early. So I had no trouble, no nothing. And then they're going to take the felony off my record next year. Wow. And so I knew that there would potentially be a shot at the company's character for bringing me on. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt, I had to make sure Carl did not regret this opportunity. I had to make sure that I delivered something epic, something that would be life-changing. And so when we sat down and created the program, the first thing we went through is, so what target audience are we going to target? And I was like, it needs to be everybody. I specialize in athletes, but this program needs to be for every human being in this world. And the program needs to be so impactful that say a person doesn't work out, say that they're obese or whatever, that is so motivating that they could just put the DVD in and just watch it, just be motivated. Because I can tell you right now, if a person put this DVD in for a month and just watch it just so I can speak to them, I bet you I can get them to do a jumping jack. I guarantee it. I mean, that's just how I really thought that this has to be out the box. There's no guarantee that there's a Shift Shop 2 or another project. I got to nail this. So I went in there with that mindset. And so Carl, we were hours away from, we had to have a name. So we thought of Power Rise, Level Up. It kept getting kicked out by legal because of other companies with that particular word in their company. And so Carl sent a text to Jack and said, I got it, Shift Shop. And I was like, what? And Jack said, uh-oh, Chris, I don't think Chris likes it. So he said, meet me in the office tomorrow. Let's meet with Chris. So next day we went in and Carl was like, so you don't like Shift Shop? I said, it's not that I don't like it. It's just, I need to connect with it. Like, I'm trying to find my identity in it. He said, let me help you. I was driving down La Brea Avenue and all I saw was these shops all down this street. And I started thinking, people bring their cars here to be remodeled. And when you open that garage door, they take this broken down car in, the car gets broken down even more, redefined, repainted, remodeled, restructured, open the garage door. People come pick their car up 3 weeks later, a month later, and they got a totally reinvented car. He said, that's what you do for people. That's what I saw on YouTube. He said, and it was just ironic that you have a garage at one of your gyms. He said, Chris, that's what you do for people. You open that garage, they go in there for a period of time, and they all leave better. And I was like, so Shift Shop.
I like it.
Yeah. So then he took it. He said, another reason why I like the shop concept, he said, it was because when you go to BOD, he was like, all you see is programs. You see programs, and they're great programs. But I want people to feel like they're going to a place. I want them to think they're going to a shop, going somewhere. And when he said that to me, it just resonated with me, man. That was just, and the shifting concept is the workouts go from 25 minutes the first week, extended to 10 minutes to 35 minutes, and then 10 more minutes for 45 minutes. And that's the shifting from week to week. But what was really so powerful about it is once I start resonating with the name, I really start thinking about the power of the mental shift. And that's where I really started implementing that in the test groups and rehearsals, in the meal plan. And it was, man, this thing is huge, guys. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever laid my eyes on when it comes to fitness.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just reading the comments and like, I love you. Like, I think just hearing your story and connecting with it, I'm even more excited for the program. So, okay, one of the things that I have been seeing for people that are not in the test group, and I know for myself as well, what's the food plan like? Is it like 21 Day Fix? I heard you eat like keto type diet. So like what is it? Okay, so it's not keto. And Denis came to me. Denis is the head nutritionist there in FNR, which is the Department for Fitness and Results. And so it's fitness, nutrition, and results. Okay. So he came to me and said, hey, Chris, how do you want to structure this meal plan? He said, what do you do whenever you want to lean out? I said, dude, you don't want to do what I do. He said, what do you mean? I said, all right. So remember I said previously I did modeling and acting, right? Yeah. So about a month out from my photo shoot, I would just cut all carbs, right? Just cut them. And cold turkey. And then, you know, I did this for so long, about the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th day, I would just, like, I would be tired or I would be irritable and emotional sometimes, just not myself. And so one day the light bulb went off and I'm like, why is it that every time I have a photo shoot, I go through this? Why am I going through these emotions? And man, I'm telling you, this is where it really clicked. I said to myself, my body is pouting. Something is going on. Like my body's pouting that I keep getting these same symptoms. And I said, and then in my mind, I'm thinking, I left my comfort zone. For my body to pout is telling me to go back to where I came from, where my body's comfortable. But my spirit is so strong that I have a goal that I need my spirit to take me to my goal, right? And so what I did was I realized that, okay, I'm uncomfortable. What was a challenge to what was like a bad thing, I looked at it as a challenge. I looked at it as a reward. Okay, I got a headache. I'm tired. I'm irritable. Yes, I'm vulnerable right now. Now I have control over my eating. I have control in this state moving forward. So what I did is I started dialing in even more on my nutrition. After that 11th day, all of a sudden I have more energy. My complexion's changing. My thoughts are more clear. No more foggy brain. And I look in the mirror. Oh shit! I got abs. You know what I mean? Right. Like my body's leaning out now. Like, oh my gosh, what happened? And all along I wasn't thinking about that because I was wrestling with those cravings. This is the thing that was so powerful to me. When I would take the picture, I went in front of the camera, more confident. The pictures looked really good. And then I would go back to my old nature, right? And then I would look at those pictures a month later, 2 months later, and be like, I like that guy right there.
because he's different. Like, he's not who I am on a daily basis. So I explained that to him. He said, that is phenomenal. Now, how can we structure it for everybody? So what we did, instead of me risking you guys getting divorces, shanking somebody, robbing a bank, or doing anything crazy, we just decided to like taper down a little bit. In the first week, the 25-minute week, you get carbs, starchy carbs. The second week, we take them away a little bit. The third week, you get 0. However, throughout the whole process, you still get fruits and veggies the whole program. We just get rid of the starchy stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so does anybody else have any, I know my biggest thing was about the meal plan. Anybody else have any questions? Are you good with them just unmuting themselves and asking?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys. So unmute yourself and ask if you've got a question.
Oh, now no one has questions, right? But I had 40 of them when I got on here.
Okay, wait.
I'll go.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Chris. It's Jesse Perry. How are you? Hi.
Page. Okay.
What?
So you're on another page?
Yeah, probably. Hi. So my question is what happens after the 3 weeks? So with the meal plan specifically. So, you tailor down the carbs, which makes complete sense. And then like, as far as the maintenance plan, or like if you want to do another round, do you start back again with week 1 and do the double, you go back to your carbs, or how does that kind of like, how does that work?
Okay. So you start out week 1, 2, and 3. I gave a breakdown of how the carbs work. And you have the option to convert this to a 6-week program. If you decide to do that, you're going to cycle back around round 2. You're going to start at week 2. You're not going back to week 1, which is basically week 4, right? You guys still with me?
Yeah.
Now you're going to go back in week 4. In week 4, you're going to go, week 4 and 5, you're going to go back to week 2's eating, which is less carbs, right? And in week 6, you go back to no carbs. What happens is you go week 3, no carbs. Week 4 and 5, you go back to week 2's meal plan to balance yourself back out again. And then you shock your body again, week 6 with no carbs again.
So is it kind of like carb cycling then? Kind of.
I don't want to say that, but
kind of.
Yeah, you're
like this much.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
awesome.
That's an awesome question. Okay, so I think it's Kirsten maybe. Kirsten wants to know, is there a modifier?
Absolutely. I said that program had to be for everybody. So in every move, there's a modifier. Every exercise, every workout, because I really wanted to stress most importantly that I didn't want anybody on set to have any insecurities, any judgments of themselves, feeling they need to compete and compare with each other. And during rehearsal, I pulled the whole cast together because everyone was so tight. It was, I had this starstruck mentality. I said, first of all, listen to me. I'm not a star. I don't desire to be a star. I'm a human being. I tie my shoes up just like y'all do. This is what's going to happen or this ain't going to work. I need you guys to own the shift shop for yourself. With every emotion you're feeling when we film, whether you want to cry, scream, crack jokes at me, I need you to be you. Because on the other side of that camera, this set has to represent every human being in this world through one of us. And if you can't own this and be who you are, this isn't going to work. This isn't the Chris Downing show. This is about us. If we can make this about us, the world can receive it and they can make it about them, and we'll change this whole universe. And when I told them that, everyone relaxed. And that's why those who've seen it, we cracking jokes. It's so fun. It's so much fun.
I'm excited. Okay, wait. So kind of piggybacking on that, for beginners, postpartum moms, people like that, are they able to kind of begin and just do those modifiers and that's okay?
Yep, it's absolutely 0 impact. There's no impact for the modifiers. And then even in the program, how many of you guys went to Punta Cana?
There's some people that did.
Lori. All right. So Lori, you came to the workout, I'm assuming, right? So you saw the way I approached it, as far as the words of affirmation and all of that, right? All of that is in the shift shop. It's what you saw in Punta Cana is just on DVD. The exact same thing, except I didn't pull somebody up on stage. I already had people on stage with me. But yeah, it's what you saw in Punta Cana is exactly what's in the DVD.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. That mental part was amazing.
Yeah, that's all throughout the program. I'm talking about right out the gate.
That's exciting. Okay, so people are saying, wow, you've got me Very, very motivated. Let's see. Equipment and space. Okay, is there equipment needed, and how much space? Someone said they live in an apartment that's tiny with space.
Love it. Check it out. I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everybody else. As far as the equipment, you're going to get the Beachbody markers. If you order the DVD, you got to order it separately. If you just if you get the program on BOD. Space. Yes, I love this question. Let me tell you why I love this question. So people have been sending me messages. I have a small apartment. I don't know if I could do this workout. Here's my thoughts. And it goes back to the last 2 years of my life when I hit rock bottom. I had to maximize what I had available to me every single day, right? For a person who doesn't have the adequate space, it's not about how much space you have. It's about what you do with the space that's available to you. Here's a prime example. So in the filming, we use a 9x9, 8x8 space. But if you have a little apartment, you're in a great situation. You know why? Because you're just going to go and approach this workout as if you're in a 9x9 space, right? What happens is you're going to do the program. You're going to give your all. Once you give your all, guess what's going to happen? You're going to mentally shift. You're going to change. You're going to see life through different lenses. What happened? Once you see life through different lenses, you feel good about yourself. Now you're going to empower your team. As you empower your team's going to grow. What happens when your team grows? You're going to generate more revenue. Then you're going to sit down with your wife or husband and say, you know what? I think we have the finances to build a home. Now you're going to build your home or buy a home, and say you build the home. Now you're going to create the workspace you want, right? To the size you want, no matter what, because you remember you just came from humble beginnings. You had a small apartment. Say you buy a house and the weight room is big. You're gonna have a bigger weight room. Then what's gonna happen? Your team's gonna be thriving because you're thriving. Then you're gonna get a new coach. New coach is gonna come, and there's gonna be a program release that's gonna require some space, right? Or what they think requires space. And they're gonna say, well, I don't know if I can do this or because I have a small space. Guess who has a message for that person? You do, because you came from humble beginnings. You're going to have so much power in what you say to this person because you just lived it. You see what I'm saying? So I said all of that to say this. We have to learn, all of us have to learn how to start celebrating every aspect of our life, especially what we see as a challenge. Because guess what? The biggest problem all of us have is something we can't see. It's called fear. Fear is an illusion. Fear is not real. You know what fear is? Fear is false evidence appearing real. It's an illusion. When have you ever was driving down the street and said, hey, there's fear. Hey, fear, how you doing, buddy? You can't see it. What happens is you create it by the way you feel. And what happens is when you start creating that feeling and emotion of fear, circumstances show up in your life that you have to exercise that fear that you created. You see what I'm saying? So instead of looking at everything from a defeated mindset or a hopeless mindset, look at it as a challenge, because I guarantee you, if you exercise that small space, you building your faith, you building your character, you're working on your message, you're empowering your family, but most importantly, you're going to have the faith to believe supernatural things after that, because you'll always have that to rely on, that it works. Does that make sense to you?
So much. I love it. And I think that can just be applied to any physical limitations you're dealing with. I mean, all of that.
Yeah, there's a guy who, this is the craziest thing in the world. I don't care. I speak it how I feel. Mm-hmm. So there's a dude that has cancer, right? I did a team call. He said, hey man, he had a question. I have cancer. Should I do your workout? I said, absolutely. And I said, this is why. You have cancer right now, right? He said, yeah. I said, why don't you start visualizing yourself cancer-free? I said, let me explain to you why. I said, and then this is going to happen. I'm going to give you my phone, inbox me. I'm going to give you my phone number, and I'm going to help you through this. And this is what I told this man to do. I said, right now, accept the fact that I can't. It is what it is. This is what you were diagnosed with today. Now what we're going to do is we're going to reverse it. This is how we're going to reverse it. You're going to mentally see yourself cancer-free. You're going to see yourself training like you cancer-free, because he can say something about he can only work out sometimes for 10 minutes and he gets winded. Guess what? If it's 10 minutes a day, celebrate that. Embrace that. Love that. Own it. Appreciate it, because tomorrow you might go 10 minutes and 45 seconds. Any little increase is getting you towards your goal. But what I told him, I said, man, I want you to visualize yourself cancer-free on this side. And the practical, I need you to start eating in a way that's going to complement that vision. All right. Start putting all the proper nutrients in your bodies, vitamins, the adequate amount of sleep. Everything is going to complement that vision. The more you visualize that, you got to connect with that emotionally. See yourself smiling. See yourself playing with your kids. See yourself doing things cancer-free. And this is the crazy thing that was it brought me to tears. When I told him that, I said, you call me, man, we're going to talk. He called me and he told me, he said, man, my wife left me because of the way I wasn't taking care of myself. She didn't want to watch me die. And I said, you want your wife back? He said, I would love my wife and my family back. Okay, visualize it. What did she want? All your wife wanted was you to be healthy so you could be around to raise your kid, right? So visualize yourself with your family. This man sent me a message yesterday, said, I just had my last chemo. I'm done. I'm not taking these pills no more. I'm going to do, and it just moved me because, come on, man, there's no guarantees with cancer, but I had to tell him in his mind, you got to create your health, man, but you got to live it practically too and celebrate every moment of this because one day you're going to be fit and you're going to be on the stage and guess who's going to have one heck of a message? You.
Yeah, so true. So true.
True.
Okay, so somebody just said that they have a cousin who has cancer and they need to hear this message. This is recorded, so you'll get the recording. You can share the call. People are saying this is their soulmate workout. Okay, next question. How much are the little markers? Do we know that price-wise?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that yet.
Okay, Shakeology. Is there a preference for vegan or regular with your meal plan?
Whatever your preference is. And there's also vegan options. In the program, you get a grocery list. And on the list, there's vegan options to whatever your eating lifestyle is. So this program, I'm going to box you in. You can't wiggle your way out of it if you want to because it's for every person. Trust me, I'm going to box you in this thing.
I love it. Yay. Oh my God, I'm so excited now. Does anybody else have any more questions? Like I'm trying to go through.
There's 110 of them over here.
I know. I'm trying to okay, with this, I don't know. There's a lot of people who have specific questions about being 6 months pregnant, but have been working out. Could they handle this? Other people with physical limitations, I don't even know, but I think you kind of talked on all that, right? You're going to modify and meet wherever you can meet at where you're at.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question really quick. So this honestly is for every program, but just because I have you here, I'm curious for Shift Shop. When I hold my groups, I always get people who, are starting brand new with their health and fitness, especially with their fitness. And they always say, I started my workout, but I had to pause it. And then I got back into it. I always suggest, and I'm curious what you suggest, is it better? I always suggest that they just keep going. And then, as they go through the program, they'll get to the point where they can do this many reps or they can stick with it for a minute is it okay for them to pause and then wait till they catch their breath? I feel like they should just push through it and then get better each time, but I don't know if there's a better way.
Yeah, I love your mindset because we think alike. But here's the way that I live by this method. So I live by the reason why the Shift Shop has got so much buzz, because if a person needs to lose 80 pounds or they're already extremely fit, they feel connected, right? They feel that I'm speaking to them. They feel a part of it. They don't feel isolated, and they feel like they're a part of the family, right? So what I do is, right now we live in a time where people are uncertain, people are afraid, people are depressed. Some people lost hope. Some people aborted their dreams and goals. And you deal with different people, but as a coach, especially as a trainer, what I really strive is to meet each person at their level, no matter what. Because here's the thing, most of the time they may be, freaking out because they don't think they can do it. And it's all in how we, sometimes you got to hold their hand. Some people will run straight through it, but I always tell people in the Shift Shop, even in the program, there's no judgment. If you need to pause it, pause it. Gather your marbles. And here's another thing that I'm going to tell all of you that I've been telling everybody, and I'm probably going to go crazy about it, but I don't care, whatever it takes to help everybody succeed. When you guys start your challenge groups, you need to get a hold of me because I'm going to help you with these Shift Shop challenge groups. And this is how I'm going to help you. Each person that gets a hold of me, I'm going to send you personal videos structured to your team so that you can play these videos for these people. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be a part of something. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be empowered. Everybody wants hope. And if we could just get people, just like I said in Punta Cana, if I can get you to see a glimpse of your potential, because it happened to me, it'll change your life forever. But sometimes they just need you to know, they just need to know that you love them, that you believe in them, because they got a story. There's a reason why they may be inconsistent. And you gotta deal with their why. Why? And most of it's because they've been, abandoned, betrayed. They've been treated to the point where they don't trust. They don't trust. You're talking about an all-commission job here, guys. My situation, it's an all-commission job. So you got to get people to believe in themselves. Once you get them to believe in themselves, it's going to empower them. Then they're going to take that to the world, and they're going to build unities and communities of people. You see what I'm saying? So that's going to help you as a coach, so you can handle every situation, no matter what it is, no matter who the person is. So that's good practice for you. Again, celebrate that.
Yeah. Wow. I love it. Okay. So does anybody else have any last question? I did just get a text from somebody who said, so how's your daughter now?
Oh, she's gorgeous. Yeah, yeah, she's doing great. She's beautiful. She's 19. She's healthy. Her liver was fine. And one of the things that really hit home with her is she apologized, like, Dad, I don't know why I did that, because it's just out of her character. But
Right.
I loved her through it, and I told her, I told you we would rise above it. I just didn't know how.
Right. Oh gosh. I don't know, speechless. Does anybody have any other questions before we end our call?
I do.
We got like 15 more minutes. We're good.
Oh, good. Okay, you're giving us
13 more minutes. I got another call at 9, so we got to like 13 minutes.
I have a question.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
What page you on?
Okay, she's on page 2. Is this Stacy?
Yeah, it's Stacy.
Okay, page 2. I think if we're all on the same page.
Wave to me. There you go. All
Hi,
right.
Chris. I'm your hungry mama bear that you posted on your page with my baby on my back.
Yeah.
So you broke us down in your gym, like we were broken. I was broken.
Ooh,
and so are you gonna, like, in your videos, is that kind of like the same thing? Are you gonna, like, is it the 50, 40, 30? Like, are you gonna break us down in your videos like that? Or is it like a little lesser version of that?
Well, there is no lesser version with me. It's
okay.
different methods, but there is a breakdown factor, but it's relative to time. When you came to the gym, we were doing reps, so it's just more relative to time as far as like time of the exercise.
Okay. Well, and I asked that because it was like you broke us, but then you built us back up, like mentally. Like it took getting broken down to make that mental shift in my head. And just thank you for doing that, because now my husband deployed, and what you taught us in that gym is like helping mentally get through deployment. So
That's
thanks.
Beautiful. Wow. See,
that's amazing.
That's awesome. That touched my soul, girl.
I have a question.
What's that?
Okay, I'm not sure if it was already covered. I know you stated that for the people who use the on-demand, that we will have to order the markers separately. What about the grocery list? Like, how was that?
Meal plan.
The meal plan, is it, so we'll have to order it separately as well?
No. That comes.
No.
The meal plan should be on BOD. Like once you.
Oh, it's all on demand.
It's just as far as the accessories. Like you
Okay.
can't give somebody a program and not give them a grocery list. Everybody be a Taco Bell, like.
Right. I'm new, so I was just double checking.
Oh, that's a good question. That was actually a really good question.
All right, thanks.
If it ain't on there, I will mail it to you. It's on there.
Hold on. Okay, so somebody said, I heard we could print off the markers from BOD.
Yeah, and there was a couple people who did that, who had when they got their packet, their shift shop packet, they some of the markers, we ran out of markers, so they had to order more. There's like 7,000 of them on the ocean right now, Monica. And so they were on. Some people we had to send them the cutout versions, and once you sweat on them, they're done. So if say something happens and those markers aren't available, celebrate it. Go to the store, go to Target, get one of them table mats, cut that bad boy up, place it down, you're good to go.
Okay, so in release date is let's see, Brittany said July 12th, right?
13th. I think it's 13th.
July 13th. Okay.
When does the core open? I think the core opens at 12th. I think it's the 12th.
Okay. So at Summit, you guys, at Summit, so that's when, so you can get it then, that the first day is Summit available.
Yeah, I believe that the first, I'm looking at the date now. I believe the first sneak peek is, it's around June 19th. So I believe that's when the markers will be available also. And then,
So when we get the sneak peek on June 19th, markers should be available?
Yeah, because once the program comes out, it's going to be time for you to get going. So hold on. It comes out July 13th.
Okay. All right. So July 13th. Chris, are you running a Shift Shop group that is open to everyone doing it? Okay. So are you running a group yourself at all on Facebook or using the app? I think that's what she means.
No. So I'm doing, there's the 300 people that's in the test group. I'm in that group, helping everyone daily. And then I have one at my gym that I run the test group there with some of my members.
I know some of the people on this call have been there because a lot of us are from Ohio. So I know there's been some girls that have road tripped to you a couple weekends ago, I think. Okay, wait, Jesse Perry, Chris, what's the number one tip you have for shifting your mindset? Visualization, meditation, daily practice, what's your number one tip?
The number one tip is to dream again. That's first and foremost, because without a dream, without a vision, you can't connect to anything. And so that's the first thing I would do is start dreaming again. Every dream that you forgot about or aborted or allowed someone to take from you because you had to allow it to happen. Another thing that I want to tell you guys is when you guys really dig in this program, have goals, man. Have goals that you want. I challenge you to set goals for yourself for after you come out of this program. What exactly do you want? Down to the T. Everything you want for your family, for your coaching business. And as you go through the Shift Shop, as you're shifting to become the best you can be, as you're shifting to renew your mind, to reinvent yourself, to see life through different lenses, you're going to remember those goals. Those goals are what's going to empower you to push through, all right? So when you come out, you'll stand outside that program like, I'm ready to take on the world. So you got to start with a dream first, guys. You got to have a dream. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, so Colleen says, my son Sam saw you in Punta Cana. He's 10. He loves you.
Oh, is that the kid? Is that the kid I saw on the sidewalk that I took a picture with?
Was that him, Colleen? Unmute yourself.
No, he didn't get a picture, but he's right here now. He's saying hi to you.
All right, what page? Where's he at?
Wait, she's on page 1, I think. Are you on page 1, Colleen?
I don't know, probably.
No, wait, no. Hold on, let's see. Wait, oh, there. You see, and she's got her son in the background. She's on page 2 for me with the green hat.
What's up?
Oh, he put his hat on like you.
Oh, man.
He's going to be doing your workout with me. So
that's beautiful, man. Keep dreaming, little buddy. Whatever you in your mind, go.
Oh, goodness.
Start now.
Abs. All right. Thank you so much, Chris.
You're welcome.
Super cute. Okay, so one more quick question. I'm doing a ketogenic meal plan. Would you recommend this meal plan as an intro to eating keto? Oh, Sam.
Good question. I honestly, I would. Ooh. Okay. Let me process this one. I would stick to the plan. I would stick to the meal plan.
Your meal plan.
I would. I really would. Now, I'm gonna tell you something that I'm gonna be honest. So I'm doing a meal plan myself because I gave myself 6 weeks to Summit, and so I really want to be my best. I want to be able to be my best so that I can give everybody my best. I don't like carbs, guys. I hate them. I hate it with a passion. I don't like it. So I still don't eat carbs. I don't. So, and I'm doing it though. That's just how but I'm used to it. So I do eat fruits and veggies every day, but I'm
so not, you mean like the starchy carbs? You're not.
Yeah, I can do it. If I eat the starchy carbs, I look like Santa Claus.
Okay.
Yeah, they wear me down and make me tired. Carbs make me tired. I don't want to be tired. I ain't ready to go to sleep.
Okay, so you say stick with the meal plan. So when people do this, you want them follow this plan, follow the meal plan, commit to the program 100%.
Yeah.
And then come out of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you got health complications, use wisdom. Don't say, all of a sudden you get bloated and you're like, it's Chris's fault. No, if you have for health reasons, you got to use wisdom.
Okay. Oh, I like that. For health reasons, use wisdom. Okay. Anybody else? Any more questions?
I can't believe you guys don't have questions. 160 in here. Right?
Okay, wait. Breastfeeding mama, should they bump up their calories?
Absolutely. Yes. Bump up your calories. Feed that monster.
Okay. So is there anything specific in your program for that, or will they just bump themselves up a category like you do in 21 Day Fix?
Yep, because there's categories and you can just bump yourself up. In fact, there was a couple women who, oh my gosh, they went from, there's one that's like 1,200 to 1,499 calories a day. And they're little itty bitty chicks, man. And they got so ripped that they had to bump their meal plan up to like 1,800 a day. And they got even more ripped. I'm thinking, that's not fair.
That's crazy.
You're like restricted. You're going to eat one of my kids. You eat more food. Like this, that's not right.
Okay, yeah. So wait a minute. So real quickly, what has the results been like for the test group? I know we've been seeing them, but is there anybody that's sticking out to you, like with just either weight loss or sizes lost or just non-scale victory type stuff?
Everybody's sticking out to me. Number one, because they're trying and they're doing the best they can. And I'm mindful enough to know that people have weaknesses, and that's where I step in as the trainer to help to hold their hand until they overcome that weakness. And we build a community in that test group where everybody supports everybody. There was a lady in there named Natalie where her daughter got mauled by a dog, and it broke me down. So I was in California last week. So last week was Natalie Bailey week. We dedicated all our workouts to her kid. And so there's a guy in there. I posted on my Facebook video, Kareem. He has MS, and you know, that sent chills up my body. That right there told me that this is for everybody. And he modifies it. But what I love about him is his spirit, man. Spirit is so strong. So everybody's getting results. Some are getting more physically, but I can tell you this, all of them are getting it mentally. All of them.
Yeah, you can. I saw that video too, April, the video that you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. Everybody's just changing and sharing their journey. It's awesome to watch for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Tulin's videos of him make me cry. Is it her husband? Is it Tulin's husband?
Yeah.
Yep. Those are real good. Okay, guys, anything else before we end? All right. Just people are saying thank you. Thank you for taking the time with us tonight.
You guys are welcome. So what's the challenge? What's the
challenge?
I'm challenging you guys right now. I need you to really hear me out when I tell you this. I don't care what the past is. Who am I? I don't care about that. I don't care about how many people told you never make it, you never succeed. People who doubted you, listen to me. I'm telling you now, write your goals out and don't play it safe. Challenge me. I dare you to challenge me to dream big. And when you go through the Shift Shop, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to give you a glimpse of your potential. When you get out of the Shift Shop, you start a challenge group, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you that there's levels within us that we can always tap in to continuously bring out the best in ourselves, okay? We're in this together. If I can't help you guys, I'm not the right trainer for you. So I'm challenging everybody to dream big. How big do you want your team? Everything you want for yourself, have it done before Summit. After Summit, it's showtime.
No, say hi.
Oh, all right. Challenge accepted. Hi.
I got a costume one
You know what this is reminding me of? That one video of that dad that was on CNN talking and his kids were like sneaking in. Well, thank you so much. We will let you go. Thank you.
See you soon.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on this call. We will post the recording so you guys can share it with your teams and everything by tomorrow. All right, guys. See you. Have a good night.